Hey, we're going to create custom cursors, and we'll do so using a single CSS property, cursor. Browsers already switch between cursors based on the context of user's interaction. Pointer for links and buttons, text for text selection, not allowed for restricted actions, move for dragging elements, dragon also for dragging elements. Except for the last one, users are familiar with these defaults, so if you break away from these standards, you'll likely confuse some of your users. So when it comes to cursors, if you want to engage your users, change the cursor thoughtfully. If you want to enrage your users, hijack their cursor completely. So unless you're creating a website strictly to impress awards.com judges with innovative ways to ignore best practices, you should only reach for custom cursors sparingly, if at all. For this tutorial, we're going to delight users with a minor interaction. We'll place a surprise cursor change on a specific call to action button. Let's break down the setup. We have a fake paragraph of text with some link text. If you're thinking, that's only a sentence, I hope I have now convinced you otherwise. Then we got two buttons, one with a class of surprise and the other with a class of shock. I gotta go on a quick rant. To this day, the default cursor for buttons is this regular arrow cursor. The supporting argument has always been that this behavior is consistent with operating systems. Both Apple and Microsoft advised not to use the pointer for anything other than URL links. I don't know the timeline, but I'd guess this is 10-year-old advice, and both Apple.com and Microsoft.com clearly use pointer cursors on buttons in 2024. I think it's safe to say use the pointer on buttons. Am I wrong? Let me know in the comments. So I always add cursor pointer in the CSS for any button if needed, like so. Using your own custom cursor is the same exact property, you just need to specify the image. You'll notice two numbers, those are coordinates of which image pixel needs to touch or hit the target area of a button or element. For the regular arrow cursor, that's the very top left pixel, but for other cursors, it might make sense for it to be the middle or something else. Lastly, you'll likely want to end with auto as a fallback to the default cursor in any given situation. That's all there is to it. Let's actually replace a cursor with an image. I'm going to snag a custom cursor from my website, svgbackgrounds.com. I recently released 60 cursors, with 30 of them being freebies. I'm going to grab this hand pointer, click CSS, and click copy. I'm going to create a class called surprise and a cursor property. Then paste my CSS cursor. I'll give coordinates of 0, 0 and use the auto fallback. You'll notice that the cursor position feels slightly off, so with a little trial and error, I settled on 11, 1. Perfecto! I did the same with the Get Shocked button and chose a lightning bolt icon. Should everyone do something like this? No. In fact, this might be the only tutorial where I show you how to do something and tell you, don't do it. However, if you have a bold brand, going against the grain can be used in your favor. I think a great example of this is on Llama Life's website, where their main CTA button is blurred. This is stupid. Don't do this. However, they somehow pull it off. There's other nice touches on the website, phenomenal copy. It works. The best thing about the web is the creativity, the weirdness. It has it all and would be boring if no one broke the rules. So I'll end this video with the most frustrating answer to the question it poses. Are custom CSS cursors a gift or a curse? Maybe.